Hello, hello, hello. Patricia here, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, but more specifically in Alaska. And I've got a couple of cards here that I made, I don't even know, a couple or 3 weeks ago. And I just really liked them. But what I did with them is I made this paper, or you could call it my own personal designer series paper, right here, and I used it then. I added a little bit of die cuts in a couple of different colors. I cut out the stamp set itself, part of the stamp set, some more die cuts, or those might be punches, I don't remember now. Layered it up with a sentiment, put a round sentiment here, fussy cut this one. I stamped on the background paper there for this one. But I thought what I would do is, I'm not going to make the cards, at least not yet. I will make the cards, but I'll probably do it in, I don't know, a week or so. Whenever I've had a chance to do that, because it is getting now close to the end of the school year, and I am trying to get my classroom closed up. We're working toward that. This is the envelope. Again, the envelope's the same there, and I did stamp on the inside the same stamps, same colors that I had used on the inside. So those were just a lot of fun. Woo! A lot of fun. And I want to show you how I made my own designer series paper. Now, what I'm going to do here is show you the whole paper that I've made, and then we'll make one here in just a second. So let's get started. This one, and on all of these, I used the same stamp set. And I believe, unfortunately, this stamp set is going away. I cannot believe this thing is going away. It's like one of my favorites. You can see I use it a lot. Sorry, had to get a drink there. It's Notes of Nature. And you can probably even just take a little screenshot there if you like this one and want to use these colors. And this is what it looks like. Now, you're looking at this going, that looks like a jumbled mess. Yes, but remember, when we cut it up, we're only using a small section of it. Okay? So, same thing. Notes of Nature, same stamp set. This one, the colors, let me go through those. Pebbled Path, Wild Wheat, Copper Clay, Pear Pizzazz, and Old Olive. So that's for this one. Let me show you another one. And as I said, I will create some cards with these. Now this one, not quite sure how I feel about this color combination. It's not bad, but I think it could use some help. I still like it. I'm still going to use it, because you won't be able to tell once you've cut it up that the whole thing is not the most perfect combination. Again, Notes of Nature, Moody Mauve, Bubble Bath, Pacific Point, Boho Blue, and Petal Pink. Now with this one, another thing that I did to try and help that color combination is I took my brush, put it in the ink, and then dabbed it off on my glass mat and colored the edges, okay? And I really kind of like how that does. Now again, remember, once I've cut it up into parts and pieces, some of those corners may not have the ink on the edge. So you might have to do this again once you've cut it up. So there's a thought on that. All right, let me show you the one that we're going to make something similar to right here. I have to put all the colors away. And it helps if you have a piece of cardstock. So this is a regular piece of 8.5 by 11 white cardstock. You could use vanilla. You actually could probably add another color in here by starting with another card base color. That's up to you. Whatever you decide to do, go for it. You know, it's just a piece of paper, and if you end up not liking it, there's the other side, except that I got quite a bit of ink on the other side of that one. Okay, so let's start out. First, I put all of my ink, or my stamps on blocks. I'll show you those as we go through. And I like to start with the biggest one. Now, I don't always carry through with the biggest one, but I start with the biggest one. So, oh, by the way, this is Pecan Pie. Now, another thing you can do, if you don't like it just stamped on there, you decide that that's too dark, maybe, then stamp off on a piece of paper, on your glass mat, whatever it is, and you've got another color. We are going to use some stamping off techniques here in just a few minutes. So I'm just going to kind of put this around on my paper. And because, again, it's the largest one, I want to, and I'm just kind of putting. And there will be, I may not even have some of this on my card, on each card, okay? Try to get it sort of straight, but I'm really, because it has verbiage on it, I'm not really worried about it. I'm also not worried about getting it on my glass mat. And that, by the way, is why I have color on the back. So, all right, and I think I'll do another one of these over here. All right, there we go. That looks good. Now, at this point, I'm just going to put this away because, actually, so that I can show you all the ink colors here together in just a minute. Then I'm going to take this stamp, and I'm going with Mossy Meadow. I really like this one. Now, this is the one that I'm going to stamp off. And I just sort of, you don't have to do this, but I sort of choose a spot on each one of these and do the same. Now, you'll notice when I look at this, when I get my final piece, they're not all like that. It's like there's this stamp set here, but one goes this direction. You know, everything is not exactly the same. And that's good as far as I'm concerned. If it overlaps a little bit, you know, like onto the first stamp, that's perfectly all right. Again, it's a stamp off. Okay? It gives it almost a second color. Now, I've chosen 5 colors for each one of these, but I could have actually gone for more. I could have gone a little bit, you know, you just do whatever works for you. Can you see that? Hope you can see that bottom down there. And I'm not even going to worry if I don't totally stamp it perfect. Okay? Going to get that out of my way. By the way, did I tell you that? Yeah, I told you that's Mossy Meadow. Then I'm going to go with my next one. This one, I think I'm going to do Lost Lagoon next. And this is almost, no, I'm not going to do Lost Lagoon next. Sorry, take that back. Rewind. I am going to use that here in a few minutes. But I think what I'm going to do is start with my pretty peacock. I mean, go next with my pretty peacock. Okay, so I'm going to open that. And this one, I'm going to do the Stampin' Off technique. And I'm just going to kind of put these in there. Again, I love that Stampin' Off technique. Okay. Just kind of putting it in there. You'll notice there's more and less space in some of these. So another reason that they're not all exactly the same. I'm not measuring, I'm just sort of stamping. You know, and when you first look at this, like when it's at this point, it's kind of, yeah, that looks like a hot mess there, people. I'm going to go ahead with my little flower, and you can see ink on there. And I am just going to put that little flower in here, just wherever it kind of suits my fancy to put it. Okay, I'm just going in there, just putting it in. It's really pretty, and yes, I'm using the same color, but I'm not terribly worried about that. I'm not worried about getting little partial pieces of it. I might even turn it sideways at some point at places. There we go. Okay, that's good enough. I can always come back and fill in with that one if I decide I need more. Now I'm going to take this one with my Lost Lagoon. And this stamp set was obviously made with this kind of technique in mind. Now, there's a lot you can do with this thing, but before it's gone, go out and grab it. And I turn this, you know, the other direction every now and again. I don't want everything, I do not want everything to look the same. I want to kind of get some color in there, but I don't want it to look exactly the same. I'm just putting it. Okay. And over here, I don't really care if I go over some of it. Kind of has a little bit of a visual appeal, pulls your eye in. Okay, so I've gotten a fair bit of that, and I think I'm good. So again, I'm going to close that up. That's my Lost Lagoon. And now I'm going to bring in my early espresso. So this one, I call this dottage. I don't know what people call it, but it's little dots. And so, whoa. And so I just go through here wherever there seems to be too much white space and fill in with some dots. Like this. I kind of like the loop of that around that circle. But you don't necessarily have to. I just got my ink in that, my finger in that ink. Okay. And look how quick this goes. You're not trying to be very precise. You're just putting color down. You're just putting a little bit of image. Now that one I sort of held up. I didn't want too much of it in there. That on the edge. This right here, again, I'm going to hold up a little bit. This end up, this end down. As you can see right there. I could have just put it flat, and I'm going to put it flat here. But not too worried. I know when I see people do this, I'm like, oh, don't forget that. Eventually they get it. They could hear my thoughts, right? Oops, turn this up the other way. There we go. I just love this. I love the look of it. I love doing it. Okay, anybody see any other spots I just have to get? There's a little bit right there. You don't necessarily want to fill in every little spot either. Maybe over here on this edge, do a tiny bit there. Maybe a little bit right there. A little bit down here. Okay, there you go. Again, it does not look exactly like this other one, but it sure is close. Look at those two. Can you see them? Kind of fun. Which one did I just do? I think I just did this one. I don't even remember. Let's see, which one has... Oh, this is the one I just did. This is the one I just did. I know because I can see the back of it. Too funny. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to challenge you to create a page and then cut it up. And to be honest, I did not cut mine until I decided what I wanted to use it with, or what size I needed it to be. And it doesn't matter if I use every little bit of this. I've created it. I can always create another one. I had created, I think, 4 more cards, but I've already mailed them out. I should have posted pictures of them first. But there you go, okay? I told you I would tell you the colors all at once. So let me move these and put the stamp set in here. Where did it go? Right there. So the colors are Pecan Pie, Mossy Meadow, Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, and Early Espresso. There you go. If you would give me a thumbs up, I would so appreciate that. If you would like and, share and comment, that would just rock my world. YouTube loves it when we do all that good stuff. These are the places you can go to look at my website or order, or to my Facebook page. Notice there are no spaces even on the Facebook page one. Look it up, have a good time, make one yourself. Doesn't have to be this stamp set either. Make a designer series paper for yourself and then cut it up and make some cards. Thank you, love you, have a good one. We'll see you next time.